Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Thomas, host of The Stacks, and you are in for another bonus episode, The Stacks Unabridged, which is exclusive to Patreon and Substack paid subscribers. Today, for my end of year episode, I joined forces with the great Nora McInerny to talk about 2025 in hate. That's right. We're talking about all of the things we hated from this year. Many of you have heard a lot of my hates before, maybe in the Substack newsletter, maybe on the podcast, but they're going to be all nice for you in one tidy place. Since Nora and I recorded this episode together, Nora's team has edited and produced this episode. So you're going to get a full intro from Nora right after this. But I just wanted to give you a heads up. That's what you're getting to hear today. This is exclusive to my paid subscribers and Nora's paid subscribers. And listen, if you're listening to this episode for about, 10 minutes and all of a sudden it cuts out, that's because you're not a paid subscriber to my stuff on Patreon or Substack. And you should do that right now. Go to patreon.com/thestacks to join the Stacks Pack and check out my newsletter at tracythomas.substack.com. All right, that's all. Let's dive into the Year in Hate 2025 edition.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a bonus episode of Thanks for Asking. A little note before we start. This is not a normal episode of Thanks for Asking, although what is a normal episode of Thanks for Asking? This episode is very different. This episode is a hater episode. This episode is just, venting. This episode is what some people might call complaining. This is a time of year when everybody is making their best of lists. I love those. Those are great. But at my core, also, am I a little bit of a hater? Yeah. That's why I look forward to emails from Tracy Thomas of the Stacks podcast. She sends out an email with a roundup of what she loves and one thing she hates. And that hated item or hated topic or hated person is behind the paywall for real fans only. And I always love it because she's as smart about what she hates as she is about what she loves. And that is what inspired this episode. The things that I love are already out there in a million different places, but this episode is really a worst things list. This is a hater list for the year 2025. What are the things that ground our gears, that got us riled up, that annoyed us, that just ticked us off? And the most obvious things are not on this list. So obvious things include ICE raids, Kristi Noem, Kash Patel, Pete Hegseth, this administration in general. They're not on this list. Like, we already know the worst parts of the world. We have a big old firehouse of that stuff to drink from every day, and I myself have chugged it. This is a list of things that we hated this year. They're very niche, a lot of them, and hopefully a lot more entertaining than just watching our country be dismantled by the most idiotic group of dorks who ever existed. So, some of these are very lighthearted. Some of these are a little bit more serious. They are all, I would say, related to the world at large, pop culture. Now, if that doesn't sound appealing to you, this episode is just not for you, and that is okay. That's okay. This episode was fun for us to make. It was fun for us to vent these things. And also, I encourage you to leave a comment. Tell me what you hated. Tell me what you hated about this year. Tell me what you hated about this episode, if you must. And let's get into it. This episode's also a long one, guys. We cut it down, and it is still a long one. Tracy Thomas, welcome to Thanks for Asking. Thank you for joining me. I think you know why we're here, and it's because your show and tell emails are something that I look forward to for so many reasons. One, I always feel like I'm smarter. I always feel like I know a little bit more about the world.
Okay.
And three, I don't know what number we're on.
Seven.
I live for the and one thing I hate.
One thing I hate.
I when I saw that paywall, I said, let me in. Yeah. Let me in. I need to see the thing that you hate. And you know what we always hate? The same stuff.
The same things. Here's my thing. I have to tell you that the fact that people read show and tell is hilarious to me because I just feel like I'm writing into the void. Like so much of the work that we do is just feels like into the void. But when people respond to things like past the paywall, like I'm always like, oh my God, people are really reading this. And so many people tell me that they like show and tell, but the hardest part sometimes is the hate. Some weeks I know the hate right away. And then some weeks I write the entire thing and I just sit there and I go, what did you hate? And I Google like annoying things that happened this week or like pop culture this week. And I just try to think, is there something I hate? And then some weeks I do a bonus hate earlier in the article because I'm just like, you've annoyed me.
So I saw a TikTok, which is how the worst conversations always start, that said, when I hate, it's actually, intellectual. I'm hating on a different level.
Okay.
I'm hating in a critical thinking kind of way.
Sure,
I'm not always, but
never.
I wanted to just let it rip on just what might be just our personal pet peeves of 2025.
Yeah, our biggest hates of 2025.
Biggest hates of 2025, the hater list. I want everybody out there to feel free to make their own, okay?
Yeah.
and to join in.
And you
the
can even
chorus
hate
of things
ours.
That we hate.
You can hate our hates. But I don't want to hear about it. And I'll talk more about that later. You asked for 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9.
Okay, that's
and
good.
I just added 1. I just added 1 as we were talking because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this isn't on my list.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm ready.
I don't know how to start. You know what? I'm going to start with something that I want to make sure I have enough time to talk about. And that is, I hate Wicked and Wicked Part 2, Back in the Habit for good. I hated Wicked last year, and I talked about it on Sam Sanders' podcast, in my newsletter, and a lot of people were mean to me about hating it. And I said, okay, it's fine that you're wrong and I'm right. Like, that's fine. And I understand that that can be hard for you to accept. But I also told everyone last year, even if you like this one, good fucking luck with Part 2. Because I know the musical. And I know that Act 2 of the musical is not its own story. It's actually, in fact, Part 2 of one whole thing. That's how acts work in a play.
Yes.
Act 1 and Act 2 work together to have a full story arc. When you take the second half of the thing and try to make it its own story arc, you're already facing trouble. But when that second thing is Act 2 of Wicked, it's not possible.
Yeah.
And then
why was the Hobbit
movie.
3 movies? It was a novella.
Yeah. We don't need so much. I know you want to make money. I get it. And I'm happy to give you my money. But I actually would have just given you the like $70 I paid for the ticket and all the food that I ordered during the movie. So I had an excuse to leave the theater to pick up my pretzel bites just so that I could have had that time back in my life. So I'm going to tell you some of the reasons I hate this movie. Okay. 1, I just said. 2, John Chu hates musicals. He does a thing in Wicked Part 1 and Wicked Part 2, where he takes a song that, goes tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and he breaks it up. For example. And he breaks it up. And he says, tra-la-la-la, let's have a scene here. And then he says, la-la-la, another scene. La-la-la, more conversation. And I said, John, this isn't a fucking interlude on a CD, my guy. This is a musical. The whole point is that people have to sing an entire song. That's the way the show is written. That's the way the music is written. That's how a musical functions. If you break up the sex scene so that they can talk about how beautiful each other is in unconventional ways or whatever, or that's just a different way of looking at things, you're ruining the song. It doesn't make the scene work. Drives me crazy. Also, I think the movies are ugly. I'm sorry. The lighting is ugly. The CGI is horrific. And I know people love Paul Tazewell's costumes. They look cheap to me. They look like Tom Ford knockoffs or whatever. All right. That is the end of this bonus teaser. If you were liking what you were hearing, you can listen to the entire episode by going to either patreon.com/the stacks and joining the Stacks Pack, getting access to the Discord, being able to participate in our virtual book club, or you can go to tracythomas.substack.com and subscribe to Unstacked, where you're going to get my writing about books, pop culture. You're going to get other exclusive author interviews, and of course, these bonus episodes. So go to one of those two places, join us, get to hear the rest of this episode, and support the work that I do by being a part of these wonderful communities. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the stacks.